makes this country great is the idea that no matter who you are, no matter where you come from, you will have opportunity, a chance at a good job and a good life. And I can tell you, no group of people works harder to make sure that that is true than the people in the United States labor union movement, and I thank you for that. I thank you for what you do for people all across this country, but most personally, I thank you for what you did for me. Because it was because of labor unions and the strength of the benefits that they were able to get for my family and the decent wages that they were able to get that I was able to live the life that I've had. I've said this many times before, but it is literally true. If it wasn't for unions, I wouldn't be standing here speaking to you this morning. And I know that, and I will never forget it. And as we look to fix our economy, that has to be first and foremost on our minds. What can we do to create opportunity for the working families of this country, to give them a chance to get a good job, to get good benefits, and to actually raise their families in the way that they want to? Unions are going to be a critical piece of that. For the last 30 years, for too many of those years, working people in this country have seen two things happen. Their buying power has gone down in terms of their wages and benefits, and their costs have gone up on health care, on energy, on education, on housing. You know, I think of the house that my parents bought in 1970. I won't even tell you what they paid for it because it'll depress you at this point. And the opportunity that that gave and the challenges the working people face today, and I see that we have to make changes. And what changes do we have to make? Well, we have to make changes to health care, first of all, to get costs under control and to make sure that the nearly 50 million people in this country who don't have access to health insurance, and the tens of millions of more who wonder every day if tomorrow is going to be the day when they don't have access to health care, that those people had a health care system that didn't forget about them. Now, what we did is not perfect, and we will continue to have to work on health care reform going forward to make sure that we can afford it and make sure that it works. But I will nonetheless say that I am proud that we passed a law that's going to cover 35 million more Americans, to give them a chance to have health care. That wasn't easy, but I know how important it is, and I know how important that issue is. We've also got to do more to make sure that our workers have access to the job training that they need. And I want to thank all the unions out there working on apprenticeship programs, giving our young people the training and skills that they need to be employed. And in particular, the IBEW down in my district is working to give returning veterans a chance to get the training they need to get work and jobs that they so desperately need. And it's the union movement, the IBEW, the iron workers, and a whole lot of others who are giving those skills to our returning veterans who deserve our support. And I'm very, very proud to work with you on that program. Now, there's a lot more work to be done. A lot of things contributed to the collapse of our economy, but none more so than we had trillions of dollars that was being invested in incredibly risky ways and completely outside the realm of regulation. Now, you can argue about a lot of the details here, but we have to pass financial services reform. We have to make sure that the folks on Wall Street can never again make those tens of trillions of dollars in highly risky bets that put a gun to the head of this entire economy. Now, that's just common sense. The fact that some folks back in Washington, D.C. on the other side of the aisle are trying to stop that from happening is shameful, wrong, and potentially devastating to our economy. We have to be able to properly regulate that money so it doesn't sink our economy. I was proud to vote for the House bill. I'm hoping the Senate, in their nice, slow-moving fashion, will eventually get a bill as well, and we get something done to be able to reform that system and protect our economy.